Okay, so if we want to get our final clan pairing, it's now Melting Remnant with the Wurmkin. Reform seems like it'd be a strong pairing with this. Because I'm going Melting Remnant, I feel so stressed about going up to Covenant 20, but... I think I'm psyching myself out. I do okay at Melting Remnant. It's definitely my lowest win rate class, but I do fine at them-ish. It's just so far outside my playstyle. That's what I really appreciated about the last episode of the Ladder Streak, the Covenant 15. You might be able to hear in my voice throughout the entirety of that episode, I was actively pained because I just could not see how that deck could win. What does it do? What does it do, though? And it was the perfect way to demonstrate the difference between Teak and my playstyle, as well as to demonstrate the power of his. I was so happy with that episode, despite the fact that all of my commentary in that episode was just that with words. All right, let's jump into it. What's your theory crafting for this? I think that Reform is going to be capable of some pretty nutty things with characters that have summon buffs on themselves. Yeah. You were clearly struggling so hard. Oh, there's... And I, like, for the sake of, you know, not taking up all of the space in the room where, you know, Teak is trying to demonstrate a thing, I was trying to, like, not show as much how, like, bewildered I was. So I was downplaying it, but it still came across, like, what? Huh? Soul Cripple, Week 13. Shelter for Armor, I do like that. Hallowed Drippings. I don't know about this one yet. I mean, we've done this. Resolve return a random consumed spell to your hand does give us the ability to use Hallowed Drippings more consistently, and using the Hallowed Drippings more consistently gives us the ability to, like, fund a burnout floor without actually having to invest too heavy into burnout. But then all of my Reform cards, like, why are they there? Reset for eggs. Eggs would make sense. In a way. Apply armor 4 to friendly units. So one thing that Melting Remnant struggles with is trying to keep their units alive for a longer period of time. Obviously because they intend to reform them, right? I'm not saying it's a weakness, I'm just saying it's something that happens. What's my first draft? Remnant Banner on the same side as the Merchant of Steel, Wurmkin Banner on the same side as the Merchant of Magic. And then we have a Hellvent further down, next to a Remnant Banner, but the other side is a Hersel's Hold with Wurmkin Banner. I don't know. I don't know where to go here. How does Etch work? Etch is a trigger when a card is consumed on the floor. There is one combo here, which is like if we get the Sacrificial Resurrection, playing that will consume a bunch of cards at the same time, which will trigger Etch a bunch of times on the same floor. Tick Repeater. Jack strips, easily. Oh god. Well. We don't have dregs in this deck, so the Hell's Banners is actually a little bit worse. And by a little bit, I mean a lottle bit. It's not difficult to abuse, right? If we, you know, start getting some tombs in the deck, right? We could use the Hell's Banners. It's just we are currently in a position where Combustible Wax, as well as 2 Hallowed Drippings in the base deck, as well as Echo Right, gives me the ability to run a Reform floor. Sorry, a Reform floor, a not Reform floor, a floor where Burnout is not a downside at all. But is that what's good about Burnout not being a downside, right? It's good when you can buff Burnout units some way. Paraffin Enforcer comes to mind. Burnout Rage synergies. Yeah, that's the problem, right? But if I'm looking exclusively for Burnout Rage synergies, that's so minimal. It feels. It also feels like maybe Combustible Wax is in excess to requirement, right? With 2 Hallowed Drippings and Echo Right, maybe this is overkill. Fade's Knife. I can't gamble on like floor 1 on a relic I might eventually get. So I'll tell like this is the engine option, right? This is the option where you design your deck before you go into a battle and then you just play that deck every single time. How I play. This, right now, in this circumstance at least, is the adaptable playstyle. Okay. Let's do it. I'm not scared anymore. Teak showed me the way. Non-boss enemy unit center with spikes 3. Don't care. Not a problem with me whatsoever. Yeah, Captain Clueless. It does seem like it's gross overkill, right? We can play all of these and probably kill the frontliner as well.
No.
That killed you a lot less than I thought it was going to. This'll do it, though. Hallowed Dripping. Primitive Mold as well. Those both die on the Ascend. Can't have that many units with spikes make it to the top line, otherwise I'm going to have troubles. Oh, we got trouble. We got trouble right here in River City, and it rhymes with... And that stands with T, which rhymes with P, which stands for pool. Oh, we got trouble. Gotta figure out a way to keep the young ones moral after school. Trouble. Okay, so we start getting the opportunity to reform something here. We have to go for the Remnant unit first. This deck doesn't really make any sense yet. It's floor 1, it doesn't have to make sense, Ryan. Stop trying to make things make sense. Sometimes things don't make sense. The clap thing they do on social media. I'm not old. Peak was describing to me yesterday actually, it was while we were on holiday, the other day. Peak was describing to me the way that kids talk now. Not kids, right? I'm talking like between the ages of 22 and 27. People talking this way. In particular, like, not me doing thing, right? So, like, apparently it's like disowning your own action. But the way that they're phrased is so weird. It's like, what, like, not me not leaving a tip. What? Part of that is impossible to me, and I now understand it. It's being explained to me, but it seems like the worst way to communicate the thing you're trying to say. And there was another one in tandem with it, which was, not tipping. That could not be me. Which is the opposite. The first one is intended to be read sarcastically, the second one is not. But they're... Like, I've never felt more officially, like, bit old than hearing summon you and then kill you. Yeah, go for the resummon again next turn. I've never felt more old than hearing that and just not being able to understand them. I feel like I used to have a pretty good grip of colloquial language as well, and it feels like, where'd that go? Positive and negative assertions have always been peculiar in language, nothing weird about it. It's more these ones confuse me. I feel like I used to be with it, but then they changed what it was. Now what I'm with is strange and weird. Let's get the extra... Oh, can't get extra infuse on the top line. We're still with it. We're still groovy, Rhapsody. We're fresh and hip and cool. We're disco, baby. Get Echo broken. Maybe this is a Soul Cripple Reap deck. Maybe I just move real far away from everything else. Time catches up to us all. Yeah, no kidding. I feel like over the last year, I've been noticing time catching up pretty quick. Extract 1 infused, so that literally just doesn't have a cost in that way. Deal 13 damage to a unit and move it to the back. For 0 energy? Not bad. I have an 18-year-old and a 14-year-old daughter, yet now I sound like my parents complaining about our language. Yeah, it does make you very introspective about the kinds of you know, boomer arguments, effectively, over language. Kevlar Kello says, Raps, you have too much smarts to learn idiot speaks. I love the phrasing of that, but the reason I'm drawing attention to that comment in particular is because over the holidays, I was playing a board game with friends called Poetry for Neanderthals. And it's just taboo, right? It's explain the word without using the word. But you can only use one-syllable words. Now, I can't tell syllables really at all unless they are in a musical beat or a metric, right? Then I can tell them. Then I get them. Right, I can track syllabic flow in those kinds of ways, but I cannot do it individually. So like, choose. Is that ch, oo, and s? Or is that choose? Or is that choose? Or like, I also don't know the clap method. I never got that in school. Just completely missed that. Choose to combat, as in C-H-O-O-S-E. So I was really bad at that game. I was tragically awful at that game, and I was actually a little frustrated with myself because I kept saying words that just turned out to be 2 syllables, and I just couldn't understand how they were 2 syllables. And after that, in kind of like a consoling way, the people I was playing with, my friends, were like, it's okay, you can't do it because you overthought it. You're too clever for the game. And I was like, no, that's a way to try and stroke my ego to make me feel better. I just can't count them. Choose is 1 syllable? So what's cooked? Is cooked 1 syllable or 2 syllables? Matrix Disc said, hi Rhapsody. Glad to catch you live when I finished watching SB's Renowned Explorer content. Ooh. Is that Sebastian? I started searching for someone else with high quality Let's Play. Super happy I found your channel. Super glad you did as well, Matrix. Good to see you. Cooked is 2 for me. That's another element, right? It changes based on your dialect, surely. Renowned is a great game. Yeah, I want to check in with Godhood this year. Abby Games' new God game. Because I played it some last year. It was underdeveloped at the time, but like, you know, I was playing it early. Cooked is 1 and cooked is 2. But what if ED and T as a terminating in your dialect are very similar, if not the same? Like Wurmkin etchings is currently being offered, and that's you know, just like heavy consume your deck. But what am I benefiting while doing that, right? I don't have an etch card. If I had an etch card, maybe my deck is just, you know, consume a bunch of stuff. But I'm not going to get an etch card from the Remnant Banner. Am I going Wurmkin Banner instead? Going for Merchant of Magic? Going for the double cost reduction on Wurmkin etchings? 0 cost Wurmkin etchings. No, 0 cost Soul Cripple is something to behold, though. Oh, but you can only get it in 1 turn. Godhood is decent now. First, I was sadly disappointed. Renowned is still a level above it, IMO. Yeah, Renowned is really hard to match. Renowned was magical. Okay, so if we're a consume deck, we need ways to benefit from consume. If we're a consume deck, we need etch. It's the best way to benefit from it here. Because Melting Remnant does not have great consume cards to be constantly fishing for. Just gonna take Hosting Kin and move on. Dripfall would just be the random tool. Let's show the unit Essence of Drath. Yeah. That's really good for us. We just take the draft and we put it in a Wurmkin unit. The Wurmkin unit either dies and comes back and then we use Reform to build it again, because we have the random Reforms in the deck, or we just immediately start keeping it alive and it has multi-strike on it. This is really good. Thank you for saving us. I know it's floor 1 and I'm saying something saved us. I don't need to do that. Hey, Dark Shin. Thank you for tuning in. check the Divine Temple first. Upgraded spells cost -2. I have the Soul Cripple to hit with that. Upgraded spell with Piercing and +10 damage. We could do that on Hosting Kin. That wouldn't be bad. I like this all so far. Can we get a budget Dante with this draft? We can certainly try. We already checked this. Okay, cool. That's not what I wanted. Kinhost Pupa. Comes out with armor 20, strike, apply reap 2 to enemy units, 50 and 10. How do I keep it alive? Bog Chrysalis? How do we keep it alive? Eggs are the best reform targets, especially Chrysalis. Explain. I use jaw movement as a bit of a cheat. If your jaw drops, it's almost universally a new syllable. I'll try and work with that rage requirement. Boss pass onto lava but not burnout. Yeah, but how am I going to fund, like, playing them? The burnout from reform passes. Strike, apply reap 1 to enemy units, armor 5. Just play infused cards. So Bog Chrysalis then, right? So I take... Hang on, let me see if I get this right. Okay. I take Bog Chrysalis. Honestly, I'm having trouble with the shell units. They actually confuse me pretty effectively right now. Pretty largely. I take Bog Chrysalis. I put the Draft Spirit into Bog Chrysalis. The Bog Chrysalis now gets Multi-Strike 1 and Burnout 1. I either reform it so that I can put it back on the same floor and start getting it to hatch the turn after it dies, because it'll burn out, right? But it'll come back with Multi-Strike still on it because of the infuse. And then once it hatches, I end up with 2 Bogflies that both have Multi-Strike but no burnout, but they also get the plus reform stats. They will have burnout from reform. Oh, so burnout does pass over. You said that doesn't pass over. Wait. I guess I could infuse the Bog Chrysalis into the draft and then just replay the draft every turn. Right? Summon a bunch of Bogflies doing that way. The summoned 2 Bogfly units, when put on a different unit, will that work? Bogflies on summon don't get buffs. Okay, so they would just come out basically. So, even with 2 Hallowed Drippings and the Echo Right, I can't run the draft in Bog Chrysalis? Honestly, one of the big reasons I want to get it is for Hell's Banners triggering on the turn it hatches. I think I'm going to experiment with this. So we sacrifice the draft, put it in the chrysalis. And then we value stone our soul. Do we really want to value stone our soul cripple? No, because we're gonna be spending all of our well, oh my god, Shelter doesn't even want us to have it in the first place, right? But we're gonna be spending all of our candy. You get it back every turn? Yeah, I'll get it back every turn, but how am I gonna get the candy? So, I'll tell you why I'm looking at the value stone. It's because there's a double stack out here. So if I took the value stone and the double stack, I have a 1-cost soul cripple that reaps for 26. But unless I have a lot of candy on that floor, what does that do to me? Well, I guess I want to generate a bunch of candy on that floor anyway in the end for the Bog Chrysalis. So what? I do this, and then I am a candy generating deck, and I need a frontline. What does Reap do? Reap does, is it 1 or 2? Okay, yeah. At the end of turn, the enemy unit takes damage equal to the amount of echoes for each stack of Reap. You just keep playing Infuse card Wraps. I think you are underestimating how much candy you can make if you try, says Duck Comeback. I think I might be. Let's try this. Look, it's new. Which justifies any and everything that I want to do. It's also 0-cost one of the shelters. Or maybe do we just 0-cost the infuseds? Ah, shelter. I could reroll and 0-cost another one of them. So this Wurmkin Banner is looking for a frontliner then? I haven't even looked at the no wait, I have looked at the Wurmkin Banner, obviously. Oops. It feels like Shelter is going to be essential, but it's not essential in the setup. It's essential in the following execution. I don't think you use frontliners here. How do I not use frontliners? What is nice front-loaded damage to deal with the first 2 waves? Oh, give quick to the bog. No, but that doesn't scale for bosses. Oh, but it does scale for bosses with the shelter. So I'm not using a frontline unit, I'm just scaling with that. Can I even take this unit draft right now? It means all of the reconcilers live rather than dying on the first movement from the jackstrips. I mean, they might be buffed, so they might not die at that point. Is there a command for info in this update? Unfortunately not, actually, but if a mod would like to set one up, or rather get a link for like a good repository of info on the update, then yeah. I'll set that up. Would a candy load on that relentless turn persists? So if you can generate a ton in 1 turn, it'd be quite effective. Just going for it. We're just going for it. Okay. So we set up on the top floor. Echo right. Bog Chrysalis. We kill the Bog Chrysalis to get an Echo Break played on that floor to get a candy. Setting up on the top floor is a little bad, though. Obviously, the Reconcilers don't want me on the top floor, but also I get to cut off, like, a wave of combat if I try and set up on the bottom. I just don't think I can, though.
No.
I'm gonna try and Train Stew and then Echo Break that. Will the shell that is removed retain over reforms? If I play this unit again after removing one shell from it, no? Okay. So it all has to go in one life then. Well, then it doesn't matter if I kill it. Nice. I can't infuse enough on the top floor. I can infuse 4 into it right now. Does the does Burnout go off first, or does the hatching go off first? Daze stops hatching. This is a resolve trigger, but resolve triggers happen before Burnout. So I can play it on the top floor because it still hatches next turn before the Burnout goes off, because it'll have Burnout too. No? Resolve is after Burnout? Means it'll be dazed if I play it again next turn. Just draw a Hallowed Drippings. Just draw a Hallowed Drippings. What's the face? Forehead. There we go. I think I failed. Oh well, let's get both Sinner's Burdens out of the deck. Ah, Hallowed Drippings, nice of you to turn up. Nice of you to finally see what the cat dragged in. It's primitive mold. Okay. That has sweep. Both of my shelters are on the bottom of the deck as well. We hard draw basically the worst. Just want to make that clear. Like, this was absurdly bad. You're dazed, so you're not even going to resolve it this turn. So you resolve it next turn, and you're going to pass the Burnout over. So I should give you both of these then. Okay, that'll hatch this turn. Echo Right is a resolve trigger, so if I put it on... Do the resolve triggers still trigger after the first round of combat in Relentless? Or just never? It'll only pass on permanent Burnout, not temporary ones. Okay. Got it. They never did? No? Okay. Sorry, some of the ordering things here very seldom matter to me, so I haven't really encountered them often.
No, 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 no.
No, 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 no. I can still have, yeah, we use an Echo Break on this one. Sup, Boglaze? Wow. This hand can't generate... Oh, this draw was truly, actually awful. If the entire deck order was inverted, we would have won that easily. Rude.
No, 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 no.
Alright. Wurmkin with Random Clan on the secondary. Let's go. Why? I just got out of this. Alright. Double draft in the base deck as well as an Echo Transfer. 2 copies of that. That's pretty good. We can put a draft into a draft as well. And then Ambient Charge. It's also good. Alright, Dark Forge. Show me the other one! Why? Why will you not show me the other? I've only been shown these two constantly. Turn a random consumed spell to hand. I don't think we're gonna do that. I think we just go Bounding Echoes. Reset? No, 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 no. Oh, wow. Soon as I... Yeah. It's probably still Trader's Quill, to be entirely frank with you. Right, we can try and lean into Consume. Obviously, Bounding Echoes is to consume already. Obviously, Etch wants me to consume spells. Are all 3 available in this beta? I assume so. I assume so. Take Quill. Got a relatively low-cost deck at the moment, so Volatile Gauge is a bit rough. These 2 clans don't have that many high-cost cards in them either, which makes it even rougher. Obviously, Reflecting Lenses is there. Gives us the ability to do, like, to heal up a hell of a lot, but unless you are going to die, it's... Does it help? What about Mandibles Indeed, right? Giving us the ability to deal some damage to the backline. It's Refracting Lenses or it's Serrated Mandible. I'll tell you what. I'm going to take Refracting Lenses, and I'm going to take it for one very specific reason. I'm taking Refracting Lenses because there is a new relic in the game that is called the Scales of something. Scales of some such or whatever. You know. The Scales of some such or whatever. That at the start of battle will lower your health to 40 but pay you for all of the health lost. Logbook. Yeah, okay. Sorry, you're right. I can't just assume people will know what this one I'm talking about is. Here. Rationing Scales. Before each battle, gain 2 per Pyre health over 40, and then set the Pyre health to 40. So, I would just... money. Constantly. I would just money. I want to get really money. I want to have money. Whether or not that's going to happen, completely different issue. I'm leaving myself home to do it, though. Evening, RS Jackson. Hope you're having a good New Year, too. Okay. Unit drafts. I do like a unit draft. We can echo break the backliners relatively well. I mean, the drafts are just going to be a decent damage engine here. As long as I start consuming anything, Echo Right keeps them alive. Or at least Echo Right keeps themselves alive, and then the drafts go behind them. Perfect. What do we do here? So Echo Right wants to go on the top. Does it? Or does it want to go on floor 2? I want to be able to have the drafts attack on the turn that I summon them, which means that I need to play to floor 2. Otherwise they're dazed. Because I'm going to be constantly replaying them. Why not set up on floor 1 then? In fact, if I set up on floor 1, I even kill the Apprentice of Light. Okay.
No.
Got him. And then just start spiking damage elsewhere. Okay, draft on that second floor. Pretty reasonable. Oh, this is the capacity limited floor as well. I didn't even think about that at the time. Whoops. Okay, that's all good. So the draft will only get 1 attack when it comes out now. Unfortunately, another unit just died as well. Because I had to chump block with it. There's only 1 primitive mold left in the deck as well. So I'd be playing this floor ascending with the rest of the people. Okay, we got the draft. I can do that and I can just echo transfer it 2 times. So we'll have burnout 1. Enemies attack. Draft attacks back for 30, 90 damage. Then literally all I have to do is be able to reform it at all, ever. As long as I don't draw primitive mold this turn. Never mind, we don't even have the opportunity to try. We can play another draft here as well, try and get it killed for the reform on the next... Okay, that's what we do. Not the unit we wanted to reform. This is gonna suck. Is there anything I can do? Echo breaking my own unit enough times won't help. Can't kill their backliner. So I just want to keep things out of my consume pool. As much as possible, at least. Yeah, because I need to be able to more consistently reform that specific draft. Start ending canning to floor 2. It's difficult because I didn't have anyone to target on floor 2. Okay, that consume worked. Hit you back for 35 damage, but you are going to attack me with a lifesteal first, which will work. Then I'm trying to ascend to the next floor again. Just relying on being able to play a spell. It'll do enough stuff for us, you know? That's pretty good. Unfortunately... Yeah, no, it's fine. Okay. That was a rough fight. Bounding Echoes. Consume Infuse to play Infuse the cards in hand. So that's the ability to get more candies, relatively simply. Soul Crushing Guilt, extract 3, apply Daze 3 to a unit and move it to the back. That's really good. That is that is extremely good. If you this will change something though. If I double stack that, it would say extract 6, wouldn't it? Does it count like that? No, it doesn't? Okay, so this is just, like, this is a Seraph killer. Extract is not a stack. The reason I say is because, in the game prior, almost everything, I can't think of an exception right now, maybe there is one that I'm just not thinking of, but almost everything in the base game, if it's a stack, or rather, is a stack if it says keyword number after, rather than instead number of keyword, which is not a stack. And that's how I've been demonstrating difference to people. Can you permastun things? Yep. Yeah, you'll just throw this on someone until they die. This kills flying bosses really easily. That could be our scaling defense for a flying boss. Honestly, like that could totally be the pick right now. I'm pretty attached to the Bounding Echoes though, because obviously consume and consume is good. Double stack a holdover, you win against the Seraph? Yeah. That's exactly what I'm thinking. Right? Literally just have the ability to play Extract 3 each turn, and unless you're using like a bunch of eggs, you can do that. Extract 3 is not that high of a cost. Not by late game. Okay. Hallowed Drippings or Dripfall? I like the Hallowed Drippings. Again, it is a consume. It'll have the ability to keep the draft alive that I'm intending on building. We'll always take the Dripfall, right? Unless one of the other cards specifically does the thing that you're looking for, right? If there was nothing else that I wanted, drip, 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 drip. Keeper of Echoes, Inspire, apply +1/+1 to friendly units. Shadow, thank you very much for the Prime subscription for the 9th month. Enjoy your emotes and chat, and welcome back to the Republic. That First of Kin, though, we could put a draft in it. If we ever reform it, it comes back at 0 cost, so I don't have to worry about its 3 cost. It'll benefit from all of the consumes, actually scaling. That is one thing, right? The double draft, like a draft and a draft plan, is a bit rough. Yeah, the draft and the draft plan is a little bit rough. Okay, it's got 3 multi-strike and it scales really well with Echo Transfer, but then I am like heavily reliant on Echo Transfer to be my scaling damage. They're 45 scaling damage each time. Like it's nothing to turn your nose up at. But First of Kin totally works. Revisit the draft into Eggplan, the Bog Chrysalis. I mean, it's not that bad right now, the Bog Chrysalis. Keeper of Echoes. Apply +1/+1 to friendly units. So that would be a frontliner in front of Echo Right and a draft, right? So the two drafts would be put inside one another, and then Keeper of Echoes would be on the same floor as Echo Right. Like, that's our 4, right? And that means every time I inspire on that floor, I'm giving +3. It's +3 damage because the 2 multi-strike, right? On the draft. First of Kin into a draft? No. We're gonna run consume synergy, which is why this is so appealing to me. Also, it's infused, and that's not nothing. But then how does it work with any of the rest of our stuff, right? We end up... Oh, here's a giant problem with the drafts. If I put a draft in a draft, I have no banner unit. So I have to wait until I draw that draft before I start scaling it. That sucks. That's really rough. That's going to result in a lot of the time not being able to actually give it any health or any burnout or any damage scaling relatively early on. So that means First of Kin with a draft in it is far more consistent. Just use that for the essence and put that onto a unit that is more practical to use than 3/3 capacity. This is a unit draft that I'm looking at right now, right? Remnant Banner. But the problem is, it's the multi-strike that I miss out on, Sal, if I do that. Yeah, because this would have to go into a multi-strike unit to actually have anything. Still down for the egg play. Still down bad for that egg play. I just don't want to do the egg play again and die. Infuse seems easy to come by. It's not the infuse. It's just... It's literally just this is a big unit. It goes in the front line. It doesn't die instantly. It reforms to be, extremely effective. And it also gets burnout in it. I'm sorry, I'm overriding everyone here. I'm taking it. We could try and go across to the Wurmkin Banner and give ourselves the possibility of getting a second second unit that we actually want to etch with, maybe. No. We'll do the original plan. Endless. I was looking for multi-strike. Paraffin Thug Wickless Tycoon. Not bad essences. Not at all bad essences. Nothing I can put on anything right now. Paraffin Thug would be good for the etch plan. How? Oh, it becomes the backline unit, but then it hasn't got multi-strike. The whole thing was getting multi-strike on an etch unit because I am a consuming deck. You put etch onto the thug. What? Paraffin and draft. Yeah, paraffin and draft seems like I can see that. Be skipping here. Divine Temple. Show me what you got. Value stone. Oh, nothing? Oh, you shouldn't have. Seriously. We're doing it this way. And I am very comfortable with it. Next area, Hustle Sword, Wurmkin. That's another Divine Temple. That's a possibility of getting another unit that I put another draft into. Have to be one size, so it'd have to be an egg. I could totally put an egg there. We could do the draft egg play at that point. We'll see. Burnout 1 really stinks. Yep. Yep. It's not great. Used. Cool. Consume as much as we can on the bottom line here. Try and knock those units out. Or do I go for the etches on the top line just to heal? Or do I even set up on the bottom line? That could be correct. Yeah, that's correct. So you go down first. Right, armor on you doesn't matter, so we then Bounding Echoes, play Echo Right goes there, we use another Bounding Echoes for another kill, we get all of those down. Echo Right is now reasonable, and First of Kin is easy to reform and get power out of. Cool. We'll Echo Break you on the top line. Primitive Mold brings back the draft. Whoops. It's a different kind of draft. Damage shield on that, on you an Infiltrator? Don't love that. Okay, and then Halo Drippings is more than enough there. And Echo Break kills on that line. We set the Train Steward. Nice. That's sorted. Is there anything else I really want to do here? Let's try and kill the front liner that's dealing most damage, and then damage up. Do you keep the reform pool small to tutor? I'm going to have to, yeah. So I'm not going to be sacking extra units at all. It's another Bounding Echoes. I don't think I need the third. Extract 1 to apply 10 extra HP. It's pretty good. Echo Infusion is pretty powerful. Gives us the ability to keep Echo Right and First of Kin, well, Echo Right specifically, more consistent. No, we support them with etching. That's how we support them. Do I still skip Bounding Echoes, though? If nothing else, it's 30 damage to a front enemy unit, right? It's just... I don't skip it. This is unfortunate. We can take Wicklash as a burnout extension. The unfortunate thing about this is The first of kin is going to be a little hard to keep not burning out with just the hallowed drippings. Unless I start getting the ability to pull things from my consume pile, which I'm assuming I will get at some point. Maybe that makes the bounding echoes bad. No, not necessarily. We just fish for a specific thing. I think we just take Whiplash. So the Wurmkin is next to an artifact. The alternative is this Merchant of Magic could easily be double stack. It could easily be hold over 0 cost. It could easily be just 0 costing primitive molds or any such. But also an artifact is an artifact, and an artifact is incredible often. I think I'm going artifact, and if this has intrinsic, I immediately take intrinsic and put it onto the draft. The Whiplash, so I can keep the draft alive. Doesn't have intrinsic, but it does have Twinstone. Pop Twinstone on the hallowed drippings, completely ignore, well, everything. Put it on Whiplash, lower the cost of Whiplash by 1. That's a play too. Is this beta or live? This is the public beta, LZI. Rhapsody, have you had a run with the Big Chungus Worm? How viable do you think it is as of now? The Big Chungus Worm? Not necessarily certain who you mean, Dan the Man. If we ever get the ability to fish back from our discard pile, Hallowed Drippings having a Twinstone on it literally just... Burnout no longer matters. Burnout's over. Blood Cider? No, I saw it in the last run. I wouldn't be able to take it there. This just feels correct. Isn't Whiplash better for the same job? The second Hallowed Drippings won't consume, will it? Because Purge overrides consume. So it won't do Purge and consume at the same time. So it won't trigger the effect 2 times. It will Purge, yeah. Got a lot of damage scaling right now. I think what I need is quick. So we do that and then we 0 cost it. Okay. Apparently I can sack a unit. Oh, it'd be yeah, train steward and a draft. No, thank you. Mana cost? Yeah. It's going to be 1 and 2 on the second cast. If that's all I do with my turn, that's all I do with my turn. I'm happy with that. I'll lower its cost at the next available opportunity. Which doesn't seem like it's going to be for a while, unfortunately. Fate's First Blade. Friendly units gain 3 rage whenever they lose a stack of burnout. It's worth noting, if we also use the card that removes all burnout from a unit, so they don't die, rather, right? They're no longer burning out. Then that actually just gives them a giant amount of rage. First of Kin is already pretty healthy, so Faulty Loader isn't necessarily the way we need to go with this. I think Fate's First Blade, we start scaling with rage. Okay, the Wurmkin unit, there's the Glugsider. There's the Kinhost Carapace, god damn it. We can't use Glugsider this run either. Right? Is that right? Kind of. The thing is, we have like extract 2s that we want to play consistently anytime we get them. Another extract 3 up here that I'd love to give hold over to. So it's extract 4 to even play the Glugsider in the first place. Now, the alternative is possibly Kinho's Carapace, which summons for an extra +10/+10, as well as an extra capacity per charged echo on a floor. So if we can charge up a second floor, we can take a Kinho's Carapace, we can put a Draft in it. It has Burnout 1, it has Multi-Strike. We play it, it burns out, it keeps all of its stats from the summon. We play it on that same floor again, and it's huge. And then we just start splitting the Wicklash on 2 different floors. Put the Kinhost into the Draft, as in the alternative? That's only if I want to play the Draft a bunch of times. Does Kinhost consume the candy? That's a good question. I don't think it does. I think it caps at 6 capacity. I would only play it when there's 4 candy on the floor. It doesn't consume the candy? Okay, that makes sense. I think we make the largest Kinhost. I think the way that we do that is by putting a Draft into it. It only gets played in the second cycle, though, so it's fine. We have to remove all those train stewards right now, by the way. Like, we are... Yikes. Kinho's Carapace gains size on... Yeah, I know. That's why I was saying I will only summon it with 4 candies on the floor, so it gets to 5 size capacity, so I can play it naturally to another floor. Random Hellhorn, Stygian, or Umbra consumable card. Umbra could give us... capacity. It doesn't have the access to Excavated Embers there, I don't think. Could give us capacity, could give us morsels. Hellhorn could obviously give us 25 armor. That's pretty impactful. Could give us rage, also relatively impactful. Stygian Guard. Spell weakness, not so much. Frostbite, fine. Hellhorn. Nice. Hellhorn for specifically that one as well. Like, if we whiffed on getting that, we would have gotten rage, which also would have been fine. Perfect. I'm feeling good. I can try and set up on the top here, and in fact should. So Echo Right goes down. We play Bounding Echoes. We play... Actually, I don't even really want to play a Train Steward anywhere. Oof. Second floor. The problem with second floor is the Talos attacking this turn. Okay. So, if I generate as much candy as I possibly can right now, that is Echo Right, I play Bounding, I play a... I can't play the 0 cost because it's an extract. So I play a 1 cost, and then the draft comes out with literally just 1 candy. Actually, no, the Infuse triggers before it comes onto the board, right? So it comes out with 2 candies. So it gets plus 20, plus 20, plus 2 size. And then it burns out on that turn. And then I can reform it, and then the reformed version of it will still have Infused, so it'll even buff itself the next time I play it. Hey, Fox. How's it going, bud? Saw you playing some of this yesterday. I was actually going to raid you. I say was going to because I saw that, and then I also saw that Wanda was streaming at the same time and had just started a run. How are you enjoying it, Fox? If you don't know Fox, Fox is a fellow streamer. Plays a bunch of the same kinds of games as I do, actually. Just looking and appreciating the amazing content. All good. I won't call you out then. Okay. Shard enhanced. It's got life steal. I think I just go with the big kin host play. So I'd be replaying the kin host for the first time next turn, most likely. So actually, right, because it gets the extra 2, right? So actually what we do is set up on top floor, and we're not using... Oh, this is so sad. We're not using the first of kin at all this run. This fight, rather. But then we don't have... Well, we do have multi-strike, actually. The kin host has multi-strike. So we miss out on etch buffs. We're effectively going for immediate buffs instead of etch buffs. So next turn, how likely am I to be able to generate up to 4 before I play the kin host Carapace? Very likely. We have none of our starter cards in this hand. Extremely likely. Okay, so we do it that way. Echo, Founding, and then it was Alloy Kin Host. Now Kin Host is 3 size, it burns out this turn. I kind of even want to Echo Transfer it, but I know that's wrong. Okay. Oh god. We Founding, primitive. Large. Now, if I don't draw Wicklash... if I don't draw Wicklash or... it's fine. It was always gonna be fine. I only just realized that this was gonna happen. But it was always gonna be fine, chat. We need to cut a lot of cards out of this deck for the sake of consistency. I know I will say that about any deck I ever play, but this one right here, definitely. I'm fine clearing out my reform pool right now, but I don't want you to get a Slay. No, it's fine if you get a Slay. You just realized you can play them twice? Which? So I want to use the Ambient Charge right now, literally just so that I get these 2 cards out of the draw pile and generate 1 new card from the deck. The reason I want to do that is so I get back to Wicklash as soon as possible. What it's in effect doing is locking all of these cards that I currently have in hand out of the next draw cycle. Okay, and then I can just consume these 2 Moldeds out of the deck as well. Perfect. Feels vaguely dangerous to put all of our eggs in a flaming basket, but I like it. I like it too. It's gonna kill me. Oh, that's all, folks. It's gonna kill me, right? This is not. This is not my smartest idea. But I tell you what, it's also not my dumbest. There's a lot of competition. Got him. What boss shard do you even want? 100% draw. 1000% draw. I need to be able to get to my pieces faster. That's what we were just shown, right? Accelerated incubation. Ooh, Formless Child has an essence as well. Extinguish plus 20. Got it. So that's on a unit that dies consistently. I like that that's Formless Child's buff. It's a good unit essence for it to have. Symphony of the Soul is Extract 5 infused. Extract 5 is a bit hard for us to reach. Doubles armor, but that's not really a problem for us. We don't have any eggs, so remove 3 shell from eggs doesn't really do anything here. I'm actually looking at the gold, pretty effective here. Doubles rage too. Oh, that do double rage, don't it? So that whole Fate's First Blade sitch is a little bit better. If I gave this permafrost, it's already good enough. And you're cleaning down the deck size, yeah. I am. But anything that says double is wild. And it's infused, so it's actually only extract 4. So one of the reasons I'm taking this here is because I really like having in my deck a spread of different viable choices from any merchant I go to. So this deck currently has a card that wants holdover. It has a card that wants double stack. It has another card that wants double stack. Another card that wants holdover. So we're starting to see kind of like an overlap here. It's got a card that wants cost reduction. Obviously, many cards that want cost reduction, right? But including this means that if I go to a Merchant of Magic, I don't just have to find double stack or cost reduction before I'm happy. Permafrost is not a whiff either, right? It's nothing, right? Paraffin Enforcer would have been a great thing to eat. Keep it next to a multi-striker? None of those are viable floor setups. Let's draw. A paraffin in a paraffin would be ridiculous. Patently ridiculous. God, you know what we could do? We could just go dupe the Wicklash right now. That said, none of these have any upgrade gems in them yet. Did this Kinho's Carapace lose infused? Oh no, it didn't have infused in the first place. No, it did have infused in the first place. Did this lose infused after I joined them? Founding Echoes gave it infused? It wasn't infused in the first place. Oh. Okay. Sorry, I was wrong. I like the dupe on the Wicklash. Is that too much? The more money I save here, the more I can spend into Merchant of Trinkets upcoming. The more likely we can find the scales and be able to utilize them. Combustible wax would obviously be pretty ridiculous for us as well. Although we don't actually want combustible wax because we want the Kinho's Carapace to die the first time we play it. I do want the Merchant of Magic as well, but trinkets could be make or break for us. There's Divine Hoard there already if I want to spend all my trinkets easily. First of Kin can basically get out of the deck at this point. Doesn't have to. We don't have to run these two in separate floors. Or, sorry, in the same floor. I don't think I'd go for the dupe now. Removal is draw. I agree. But I also think I need these units to be more consistent. It's a hard whiff right there. Quick. Multi-strike. Burnout. Rough. It happens. I recognize you two from my deck right now. Return a random consume spell to your hand 100%. Gives us the ability to start getting a ridiculous amount of armor on the frontliner. It can bring back Alloy of the Constructs. It can bring back Bounding Echoes, which isn't necessarily great. It can bring back Hallowed. It's pretty good. Do I go for the Divine Hoard? Like, it's really early on to get a lot of pack shards. We got a lot more time to go. Split Anvil isn't going to be useful, right? We'd have to find something to make it useful. Pirestone Housing looks good, but if I take Pirestone Housing, I'm just throwing stats into the units as I currently have them. I have to. On Wicklash's second cast? Yeah, I guess Wicklash's second cast makes other things cost less. I mean, that's technically a thing. The thing is, these units get stats so easily that it seems like Pirestone Housing is an inefficient way to give them stacks unless I start getting multi-strike, 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 and there's just not enough space left for that. I wonder if it's time to actually just remove 2 of the Train Stewards. There is a Merchant of Trinkets coming up, so it's really hard to do. I want all the money in the Merchant of Trinkets. There's a lot of trinkets right now that just win the game. 6 extra damage. Yep. Yep. That'll do it for me. 2 primitive molds have already passed. Kinho's Carapace is going to be a little harder to get. No matter what I play, I have to use a reform anyway. So what, we're setting up the same board. Can't do it, not on the top floor. Do it on middle. What is the spell chain effect on Wicklash? It gives me a second copy of the spell that I cast back to my hand that costs +1 and has Purge. So you get to play it 2 times. No. Wait, hang on. Nothing. 1, 2. Oh, yeah, 1, 2. Okay. Trying to make sure this doesn't grow too large to be able to play. Okay, we got everything to play it again. This is a bit annoying. Versakin is looking like it could be removed. It's starting to feel that way, certainly. So we'd use Bounding Echoes. Then Primitive Mold. We're only going to be able to Wicklash once, no matter what we do. So if we're only Wicklashing once, no matter what we do, how do we get as many as we can on this floor? Extract, space, costs 2 on secondary, extract. This is the one that we're using for the summon. We can't get more than 2. Split Anvil. We have to play the Primitive Mold before we play the Wicklash. Big. So I Wicklash it, I Echo Transfer it. Do I Ambient Charge? Draw 3, apply Consume to them. Bounding Echoes are pretty good hits. Hallowed Drippings is a pretty good hit. Honestly, just getting through the rest of the deck is a pretty good hit. Symphony, though, I can't. I don't... It doubles no buffs right now. Unfortunately, we don't get the Collector. With double armor? What armor? Unit didn't have any. Bounding Echoes before the other Bounding Echoes. Start statting the heck up. .54, we're losing a bunch of HP on the frontliner. Catch around, VC. Kinho's Carapace is going to be a lot harder to replay when it comes back. If it tries to come back, rather. I can't kill the Quill Marksman in the back line effectively is the problem. Which means the Kinho's Carapace is going to die. No, we can get LA of Ancients on it next turn at least. It's not super good though. Is there anything I'm overlooking here? some way to get a frontline unit down. No. Dang. So I just have to really hope I get the armor next turn. Strange things have happened. Okay, there's our armor. We go all the consume triggers we have our appetite for. 10. Oh god. Those core marksmen are about to be really annoying. Can't really do anything about them right now, though. Chomp chomp. Kills the back line, so... yeah, nothing really has an impact here. No matter where I place any of these. Same amount of attacks occur. So instead, I want to get the train steward out of the next cycle. I'm also going to echo break the back line so that I can get extra candy on. Oh, I should just use a primitive mold. Oops. One, two, echo break for a backline. It's not going to do it, is it? I'm not going to kill it in time. Symphony does give armor here, but it doesn't give enough armor to survive. That's a 21 on a 2 strike. We literally just need to be able to kill the backliners before they do anything. We don't have the ability to do that. 6 damage. 1, 2. Yeah, anything else I try and cast. Yikes. Two Wicklash's Echo Break kills a backline? No, it doesn't. This does 1 damage per. In hindsight, you could have used 2 breaks on them 1 last turn. Yeah. I guess we buff the champ. Use it all, Echo Break ups up to 10. Nope, these extract, so I lose them. This is on 8, and then if I use any of these, I'm losing candy. We can't use the Echo Break. It's just not happening. Or at least we can't do damage with it. Should have done that in the other order. Whoops, forgot that was consume. In fact, I didn't even know it was consume. I mean, we could just put the first of kin down and start trying to go again, right? Oh no, but then we don't even have the ability to Wicklash it. And also, this floor is deadly. In fact, I'm probably even bounding echoes there. Can we even play the Carapace back? No, it's too large. This Wicklash costs 2 because it came from a split anvil I didn't play on a previous turn. Kill on that floor. Pull you out of the reform pool. Okay, that didn't work. Hello, the Ancients came back to us. Good to see. Echo breaks for the backliner too. And an Echo transfer thereafter. Yeah, we're dead. Just extremely deceased. Are we? Yeah, because it has burnout 1. Can't increase that at all. I don't know what I thought I was going to possibly draw there, but had to try and go for it. Dang. Second Melting Remnant in a run.